There was a time, a place, and a woman for slaking his needs. But not here. Never within the Duke's bastard. And not her. "Tabitha," he cautioned, passing his hand along her thigh. Her dress was deuced thin and damp, designed to entice. "You are tasked with entertaining my patrons. Scamper along, and perform your duty." Her tongue, which had been engaged in licking his throat above his cravat, left his skin. She shifted in his lap, her face blocking his view of the trespasser he found so damned intriguing. Wide, honey-brown eyes met his. There was no denying Tabitha's loveliness. He had hired her for it. "I thought you might. You are ready, sir, and I only wished to please you," she said. "You are not the one responsible for this cursed state. Good Lord." He could not admit to her the true reason for the evidence of his desire she had skillfully detected. He could not even admit it to himself, though he had to acknowledge a life of excess and sin that only heightened as the years passed, growing increasingly dissolute. He took pity on her. "I cannot allow myself time for too much idle distraction. Thank you, however, for the offer." "Mr. Kirkwood?" she protested, pouting prettily. He remained unmoved. Irritation cut through him, for she had not removed herself from his lap, and he was the master and commander of the Duke's bastard. The Hell was his ship, and everyone aboard it followed his orders or risked being tossed headlong to the waters below. "You are dismissed," he snapped, his hands clamping on her waist and lifting her from him. There was nowhere for the persistent Tabitha to go, save elsewhere, and he suspected he had at last pierced the veil of obliviousness shrouding her. Shaking out her skirts, she offered him a tight smile. "As you prefer, Mr. Kirkwood. Enjoy your evening, sir." He did not bother to watch her take her leave of him. His gaze had already returned to the gentleman at the hazard table, who had extracted a small ivory tablet and pencil from his voluminous coat, while Tabitha had distracted Duncan. By God, the man had begun scribbling. A competitor. Duncan stood from his chair. All inconvenient leanings toward lust died a hasty death. His strides ate up the floor. His senses registered the familiar sounds of the evening, raucous laughter, epithets, and clinking dice. But inside, he was fuming. With nothing but persistence, intelligence, and hard work, he had built the Duke's bastard into a club even royalty begged to enter. Unlike any other club London had to offer, the bastard was a unique blend of opulence and debauchery. It boasted the finest French chef at £2,000 per annum, and while it possessed the requisite number of diversions, the ladies he employed were not lowly street wenches. His physician performed regular examinations to make certain they did not contract or spread the pox. And for the truly depraved, there were special, private chambers catering to a broad array of proclivities. He had seen the need for such a haven, and he had created it. He alone. There would be no imitators or usurpers. Others had infiltrated his ranks before, and he had reacted no less harshly than he would now. When one man reaped great rewards, 100 others sought to follow in his footsteps by any means, fair or foul. He reached the spy, who was too caught up in his attempts to record everything he saw to notice Duncan until he stopped alongside the miscreant. Wide green eyes fringed with impossibly long black lashes blinked at him from behind a pair of spectacles. Shock hit him in the chest, and he could not speak for a moment as his scrambled thoughts struggled to piece themselves back into a semblance of order.